There are many unknowns right now. We do know what happened yesterday to Damar Hamlin was tragic, but we also know it's extremely rare. And right now I'm joined by cardiologist Dr. Payal Kohli, and I'll jump right in, doctor, because we know people have so many questions about how this can happen and how common are these sorts of injuries.
You know, we know that sudden cardiac arrest in athletes is something that does occur. We do try to screen for it to try to minimize the chance of this occurring. What happened yesterday, we don't quite yet know exactly what happened, but we think it may have been the blunt trauma to the chest that triggered a cardiac arrest, because the trauma, and it's called commotio cordis, if it occurs at a part of the cardiac cycle when the heartbeat is sort of resetting itself, that's the vulnerable period. And if, you know, the timing of the injury is just at the right time, it can essentially blow a fuse in the electrical system of the heart, send it haywire, and that can cause a cardiac arrest. So that particular phenomena, commotio cordis, is quite rare, but we don't yet know whether Damar had specific underlying conditions such as a cardiomyopathy or a congenital condition that may have predisposed him to potentially have an arrhythmia or an electrical problem on the field.
And we know that this was something experienced by a national television audience, the medical staff springing into action administering CPR. We shared some of the basics of CPR earlier in our show this half hour, but those are professionals who were on the field there. But how important is it for anyone who may have just been watching last night to take a class and learn CPR?
Life-saving, life-saving. I mean, if somebody gets timely CPR, it can actually double or triple their chances of survival with an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. And if there is any silver lining here, honestly, that is the silver lining, is that he very quickly got, hopefully, high-quality CPR. And with high-quality CPR, you can be down for 10 or 12 or even 15 minutes, because essentially what CPR does is it takes over for the heart. So when your heart stops beating, CPR, by compressing the sternum, the breastbone, over the heart, you're actually pumping the heart, perfusing blood to all the organs, the brain, the kidneys, the lungs, and everything else. And it really bodes well for a good neurological recovery, because we know that these types of arrests can have a high fatality of over 90%. But with high quality CPR, we're really hopeful and optimistic that Damar is in that 10% that is going to make that recovery.
And certainly that is a wonderful message to leave it on. Cardiologist Dr. Payal Kohli, thank you so much again for joining us and for your insight.